Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. I'm Carl London, and today we're going to be playing as Sergeant Hammer. Now, she's a very unique character. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like to play with her. She's not necessarily the easiest of heroes. What is she? Actually, she's categorized as hard. But she can be a very effective hero under two assumptions. One is you obviously understand her abilities and what she's good at and what she's not good at. But more importantly is the team around you and their understanding of what Sergeant Hammer can do. Because quite frankly, if you are not protected, you basically are useless and you can be taken out pretty quickly, and your friendly team is going to be down a person pretty quick in the fight. So ability is really quick. Our Q ability is Spider Mines. These are three little things that we put on the ground in front of us or around us. They're armed, so to speak, and then if an enemy, hero, minion, whatever triggers them, they crawl towards them, they do some damage, and they'll slow them down by 25% for 1.5 seconds. Concussive Blast, this is kind of like our get away from me ability. It's a cone ability. You kind of point it in the direction you want. You click it, it does damage, but it also knocks everybody in that direction away from you, away from you. Siege Mode, this is obviously the most important ability on Sergeant Hammer. It's her ability to basically siege up, which is basically kind of fortify yourself wherever you are, and gives you the ability to, you become obviously immobile, so you can't move, but it increases your attack range by 90%. You deal 25% splash damage, which is also pretty important, and you do 30% increased damage to minions and structures. So obviously, just from the actual word siege mode, you're going to do a ton of siege damage if you're near and around structures, but it's also great at clearing minions because of the 30% increased damage. Artillery, which is our trait, this is basically telling us that our basic attacks do deal 30% more damage to distant enemies. So obviously, the further you are away from people, the more damage you do, and obviously couple that with siege mode, you're going to do a ton of damage to people. And this goes hand in hand with the fact that I was talking about earlier, where if people don't understand how Sergeant Hammer works, then you're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble, and you're probably going to be focused down. And if they don't focus you down, they're pretty stupid. Blunt Force Gun and Napalm Strike, that's our heroics. Both have had their fair share in game. I usually go with Napalm Strike just because it's a 6-second cooldown, and having a heroic ability that you can use every 6 seconds, you basically lay this area of effect thing on the floor, and it does damage when it hits, and it does damage per second after that for 4 seconds. So it's kind of cool, not only to clear out minions, but to kind of put it in places where if you want to dismount people or whatever it is, you can use that to kind of clear out some damage. And its distance is pretty much your entire range when you're in siege mode, so it's got a pretty decent distance. Blunt Force Gun is it's a missile that you just shoot across the battlefield. It deals 500 damage to enemies in its path, so it's a very OP from the sense that it does a ton of damage, but it does have a 70-second cooldown, so I guess it's, to each his own. But anyway, let's dive right in and let's see how Sergeant Hammer does in the field.
Ready to roll out! The battle begins shortly, heroes.
Alright, welcome to Garden of Terror. So, one thing I forgot to mention, and that is we don't have a traditional mount. Our Z ability are thrusters. They're actually called thrusters, and it's got a 30-second cooldown, and basically we travel normally at I think 30% speed. No, wait. Actually, I don't even know what my natural speed is. But we move naturally faster than walking speed, but slower than mounted speed. But every 30 seconds, we can actually we press our Z, and we can actually travel at 60% of our speed for 4 seconds. So it's great to get out of stuff, but obviously at the disadvantage of not being able to move very quickly in other situations. Alright, so we didn't even. Oh, we're going to go with Advanced Artillery here, and I panicked there because I didn't have my abilities chosen, so I'm just going to need to siege up. So one of the biggest changes that happened to and this is what I was telling you about. I need to get out of here. One of the biggest changes for Hammer was his siege mode. So his E ability used to be on like a 24-second cooldown or something like that. Where basically, if you used it, as soon as you get out of it, it's got a huge cooldown. And so obviously it made it so that, and this is the reason I think why Sergeant Hammer was basically never used in, they're just gonna keep bugging the hell out of me. Alright, so it looks like they're really trying to focus me. Okay, I need to hurt, I can come back. And so that's the reason why Sergeant Hammer really wasn't chosen in competitive gameplay, because as soon as his most important asset is being in siege mode, and if we're gonna use our E to get there quicker, and if he can't use that efficiently and effectively, then basically he's useless. There's no point to him. So they changed it so that it went from a ridiculous cooldown down to a 2-second cooldown. So basically now, as soon as you can hop in and out of siege mode as necessary. So you know, whenever you want to really. Then you're able to do it. So I'm just going to sit here. Looks like they want. Might be able to focus. No, oh, come on, get away from me! I wasn't attacking you. Don't touch me. We're going to go with Vampiric Assault, even though that's not necessarily the you know, I usually do that obviously whenever I don't have a healer for sure. And oh crap, we could have easily gotten that. Ooh, there was a Zeratul there too. How funny is that? Alright, I'm just going to sit here. We're going to have to focus this eventually. I don't know where the hell everybody else is, but I can't do this, just me and Murky. Murky doesn't have abilities yet to do. Alright, we're going to do this. I'm obviously a sitting duck here. Unfortunately, that's the one at the disadvantage of... and so, again, positioning is super important. With Sergeant Hammer, because obviously you want to be in a situation where they have to. So obviously, if they don't fight anywhere near me, well then I'm not going to be able. They're not going to be able to take advantage of my range ability and my splash damage. So right there, as long as they fight near me, so I'm going to move a little closer. So I'm just going to cut this lane off here. So I'm making it so that I can. Oh, I didn't even know that this is over. Again, come closer to me, come closer to me. Again, so this is the most important thing, is that if people don't realize what my biggest asset is, see, I'm an idiot, right? I'm just sitting there. So I gotta mount up, dismount, and move, and then just, you know, do some damage, come kind of closer. But by then, I've kind of, the enemy team has the ability to reposition themselves, right? How many times have I hit Zeratul by mistake? How epic is that? Granted, really, just looking at the team comp, Sylvanas, Lieutenant, really, other than Artanis, obviously Zeratul can sneak up on me, but other than Artanis, there's really not a lot of people that can kind of dive onto me, which is obviously what the biggest fear is. Yeah, I'm just gonna focus here on what Lieutenant. Are we gonna go together? Perfect. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just outside the range of these things, so as long as nobody comes and bugs me, and really the only person that can bug me at this point without me noticing would be Zeratul. Alright, so I'm gonna just come down to here to this side, do the exact same thing, drop my spider mines on this side. Looks like Zeratul is over there. We are completely giving them the bottom one. Actually, we should go down. I am going to actually go down and help the team, because it's actually... we can actually get a, we can both actually still get a, I can tell them on my way, probably should have done this earlier, but I was hoping to split push, but it looks like we also have a Murky, and unfortunately when you have Murky, you gotta guys get split and choose who's going to be doing the push behind me so that nobody comes up and takes up on me. Looks like we're going to be able to pick up the entirety of this, the seeds. Oh, not enough!
And with it,
Not enough, not enough. Alright, that's alright. Oh crap, there's siege giants down here. Who the hell got already siege giants? And they've already pushed this in entirety? Holy moly. When did this happen? Alright, so we're going to just focus these guys down. We're going to help focus these down really quick. So you remember, there's a 30% increased damage to minions when I'm in siege mode. So we're going to be able to quickly clear this out. Looks like there's a team fight going on in the middle, but I'm not even going to worry about it, because there's really whole point now is to basically be soaking lanes. So I'm going to soak myself right in the middle and drop these spider mines here in case Zeratul decides to make his way. Obviously, I don't think he triggers them when he's in. So we do remember we do have the ability of healing ourselves with our attacks. So we shouldn't get overwhelmed. So as long as we have you know, just minions, then we should be able to get rid of the minions pretty quickly, so without having to worry about our health going down. So just gonna focus this down on siege, come back here. With her healing ability, we should be able to come back to health pretty quickly. So that's the first. You want to always go with first aid. I always go with first aid, mostly because of the fact that, just as you saw there, I don't want to be able to be put in a position where, and I know, okay, I need to just step out of here. I know that there's that guy there, Artenis, whatever his name is, and all right, so we're gonna focus here. Well, I want to make sure we want to get XP in all our lanes. So let's. Are we going to be able to kill him? We don't have our healing ability, so we have to be careful. We don't have our Z ability. We did get Zeratul though, so Zeratul is an idiot. He came back for us. We probably should have gone there, but my Z wasn't up, and I really didn't feel like dismounting and mounting up. But we did manage to get Zeratul, so 1 for 1 is not the worst thing in the world. And we only, I didn't even realize it was, we were staying at 99. Okay, so obviously at this point I haven't really showcased what Sergeant Hammer can do. Well, that's not true. I have kind of shown it from the perspective of, you know, obviously, you know, where your position is and how you can help the team. We did help out at the bottom, at the top there. All right, let's use our thrusters to get here quickly. I don't think we're going to be able to save this fort. At least let's see if we can save this tower. Alright, so yeah, we should be able to let's drop our napalm. So as you can see with our napalm, we've got that ability every 6 seconds, so we can pretty much clear stuff really well. Forgot about these guys coming back again. We can really clear out, you know, minions and whatnot pretty quickly, you know. Oh wow, looks like they're heavily trying to take over our stuff. All right, so who was that? I didn't even notice. Oh, it's the ones. So seeds are up. All right, so siege mode. So as I was telling you, when the siege mode was on a 24-second cooldown, it was obviously useless. So anyway, Murky's the one who should be getting the seeds here. Not the seeds, I'm sorry, the Garden Terror when he's able to. Because he's obviously the one that if he happens to die, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so our level 13 talent, we are going to go with, is the whole team just ignoring? So this is kind of, it depends on what the situation is. We don't really have a lot of tanky guys, so I'm not going to go with Giant Killer. Basic attacks, if not attacked, do 25%. Let's do that because I feel like we're being left alone a lot. So let's just do that. So it'll give us so that our when we're trying to siege up, where is the people? Why are they fighting? So let's just get rid of this. Okay, we got a Garden Terror. Is Murky gonna get our? I was gonna say, where the hell is Murky? Okay. Murky's gonna go down here. He's gonna drop a plant for us, but we're not gonna need the plant, so hopefully we should just go straight up. We can use ourselves. And remember, we have the ability that we haven't been attacked, so we're gonna do a ton of damage. It looks like Murky did manage to leave, so good. We did notice that we were able to do this ourselves without the help or the need of anybody, of his tree help, so I should say. Yeah, you can sit and trade with me. I'm not really sure what you're doing. That Zerpa is just a moron. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to drop it. Okay, so we should be able to... Alright, so we did manage to get this really good job there. We have Asmodan. Is everybody on their own, literally? Not doing whatever they want? Nobody's really giving a shit about the rest of the team, so alright. Looks like... I have no... I am at a loss for word, actually. Nobody's done anything from a team-oriented perspective. I mean, not like I am doing much better, But still, you know, I just would have thought there would be some pinging, I don't know, something or other. I just feel like there has been no pinging whatsoever. Oh crap, I'm actually gonna put myself here in trouble. You missed me. Alright, so let's come to me. Okay, see, they're all fighting so far away from me, it is absurd. I'm just gonna see if I can, alright, so Zarko the idiot is back. Alright, so they are actually out of my range, so I'm just gonna focus the target. So, alright, oh, hover mode, siege mode. So this is gonna give it so that we can actually move with our, while we are in siege mode. So this is gonna be awesome because we don't actually have to dismount and mount every time we want to use our ability, but it's going to give it so that we can actually move ever so slightly. We're going to drop our mines as well. They're going to do a lot of slowing down, but it looks like they were able to get rid of them. Okay, I am actually out of mana. Alright, let's just hearth up and get out of here. Not hearth up, but mount up and get out of here. Alright, so that terror down there, you know, it's only just been sitting there by itself, untouched for, I don't know, a good part of 10 minutes. Looks like we do have enough to get this, so I'm just going to mount up here and not help the team. Looks like we have a fight going on in the middle, but of course nobody wants to help out the team. There's no pinging. And this kind of goes to show you that you can still do this relatively well, even in teams where you're not really... oh wow, she just really wanted that kill. Did nobody want to pick these up? Okay. I guess I'll just pick them myself. I'm just going to heck out of dodge.
Your terror is starting
Alright,
to
so this has gone nothing like how I was expecting. But then, you know, this is quick match, right? This is actually exactly what you should be expecting in quick match. Looks like they are
nicely done. The terror shall sack.
Alright, so it looks like the terrors were picked up. I was coming. Oh crap.
Absolutely.
Oh crap. I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. Follow me, don't follow me. We didn't save it.
Pushing up daisies. Double kill.
Alright, I'm just gonna do this myself. Oh no, really? Well, that just freaking sucks. Alright, I am actually no health, and I'm gonna come up here and clear up this wave. So it looks like our terror is terrorizing the bottom lane, but that's cool. Just gonna come in here and make sure we clean this up here. Really, other than the first bunch of sieges that we did at the very beginning of the game, I feel like we haven't really done much here. Oh crap! I pressed my Z by mistake instead of E. All right, so that's gonna give us we don't have the ability to get out of dodge if we need to. All right, we're just gonna I guess push the middle. All right, that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna come in here and siege it up and help clear up this minion wave here, and then we're just gonna sit here. We're gonna drop some spiders. So if we do need to run away, it's gonna activate. All right, so we should be able to go here. Our kind of quick grab there, grab by Murphy, and Lieutenant Morale is still coming in for the kill. All right, I'm just gonna pop my first aid there, get these minions out of the way, kill them from long range, and continue to hover forward. As you can see, we are alright, we're going to take this scoop down. I'm fine with that. Obviously, we're 2 levels ahead at this point, and unfortunately, there's not much. Usually, especially at this point, where, well, you know, I can say at this point, there's still obviously at this. Okay, I need to go back and really get some. Unfortunately, I don't want to leave the team, especially since they're all coming back up. So. This might not be the worst time to go back. Alright, Artemis is here. Hello. Ooh, perfect. Amazing stasis by the monk there. Alright, so we're going to come back in here and get the kill on... Oh, I'm probably sieged up in the wrong place here. Lieutenant Mortalis is here by himself. Alright, I am just running around like an idiot. You know what? Time to hurry up. We went with Nexus Frenzy, which is going to increase our attack speed by 20 and our attack range by 20. So it's going to make it so we're really going to be, you know, far away from things when we're wrecking shit. So it's just going to give us that added advantage, so to speak. So I don't think we've gotten a single camp since the beginning of this game. So I'm going to take make a affirmative decision and say, screw it, I'm gonna come and get these guys. And drop this here, and should be able to clear them out pretty well with just by dropping my abilities here. I shouldn't have any problems. The increased damage plus my vampiric assault, which heals me as I'm killing them, really it makes it very easy to clear, especially at least the bruiser counts. Oh crap, I didn't even realize that there was a fight going on here. Oh crap, I pressed the wrong button. And this is the only problem. This is what makes Sergeant Hammer so... I need to get out of here. I am so dead. Unfortunately, I had already used my Z to get into the business, and I screwed up because I got stationary, and obviously Arcanus finally was smart enough to use his... he's been putting that his ultimate on our monk, who's a very mobile guy, so it's not necessarily the best person to use it on. You obviously want to put it on me, because if I'm moving, I'm not doing shit. And obviously in siege mode, I'm either not moving or I'm moving incredibly slow, so it kind of just puts me in a very awkward situation. So the smart thing should have been that he should have always been putting that his ultimate, that beam on me. So looks like the plan has decided to go focus the core, which at this level we might be able to. No, actually, a little bit more. I'm guessing. Oh, Murden? Yeah, Murd. You know what? Actually, Murk is the one who should. So just a word of advice: Murky in theory should. I mean, Murden's obviously not the worst person to get the blend, but Murky is probably the best person to get, because he's really not a very useful person when it comes to everything else around him. I mean, he's good at obviously sieging. He's got his own good stuff that he does. But in terms of a team fight, Murky being in the plant is probably the best thing to have, because Murden can definitely tank for us, and you definitely want Murden tanking rather than being in the tree, especially since he is our own tank. Alright, I'm going to come up here hopefully at some point eventually. And see, and Murky obviously just died. We're just going to see if is he going to come back and try to get this guy. I want to stay hidden until... where's the rest of my team? You're not going to be able to... No way you're escaping me. I don't know what the hell Zeratul was thinking. I really don't know there. So I gotta thank Zeratul for being such an idiot. At some point, hopefully. Let's see if we can get this really quick before... Actually, I'm gonna see if I can get this really quick. I don't think Murder is already... Oh, we don't have enough. Never mind. I thought we had enough. And I was afraid, so I don't know if you know this, but if you happen to grab the Garden Terror or the Dragon Knight, then all these camps become inaccessible and you can't actually get them. So it's actually very important, if you are going to do something, try and get them, to actually get them before you initiate a guard. I'm sorry, so you want to initiate the attack on here before you capture or take over the Dragon Knight, or grab the Garden Terror, as in this case. But it's also a great indication of telling you if somebody is getting camps. So if you do grab the Garden Terror and all of a sudden this is still yellow, well, that's a pretty good indication that there's somebody here trying to take it over, right? Just, stating the obvious, obviously, but doesn't need a genius to figure that out. So those are just two little tips of the trade, or tricks of the trade, that tells you that, if you're, if it's available, if it's highlighted yellow on the map, probably means somebody's taking it over. All right, so let's get this freaking flower, so it doesn't stay showing up here the whole freaking time. And then I'm gonna come down here and join Murky. Oh, there's Murky, are you gonna come help me with this? Murky? Thank you, Murky. I love you, Murky. Murky's a fantastic character. He can actually, depending on how he's talented, he can actually take this camp by himself at this level, which is incredible. He's so squishy, but his abilities are so overpowerful where the hell is everybody? Like, I don't literally see a single person, nor I don't see Blue. Oh, Blue's all dead. Okay then. I did not realize that Blue's dead. I guess they were having a team fight, and albeit an unnecessary team fight. Oh, I don't know. Actually, who knows? Maybe it was an important team fight. But again, they didn't ping, so I had no idea what's going on. And obviously, part of the problem with commentating is that if you don't pay attention to what's going on, so don't take that as an indication that I'm a bad player. Really, it's sometimes it's not necessarily easy to commentate and play at the same time. Who knows? You might think I'm a bad player. I'm not gonna. Who am I to judge, right? But you know, part of what I do here is entertainment, and to make it so you guys have fun. Or if you want to learn a new character and you're afraid to try it out because you're not sure if it's the right decision or not, right? So he put that on Murden, which is thank you, so I'm just gonna slowly walk. See, this is the problem. Is that obviously the team is running away. And the friendly team is also running away, so this is like not necessarily the best map to be on. There's a lot of red, dying blue people. And by blue people, I mean, honestly. Yeah, that was a pretty easy death there on Sultan. I don't know why she stopped. She should have just continued going. But this should be pretty much, Alright, so he obviously teleported out of there. I'm going to drop my mines, and this should be a good game. So, did you take full advantage of what Sergeant Hammer can do? I think so, right? Good job, everyone. Great game. Yeah, considering that nobody literally uttered a single word. I think I was the only guy that pinged twice, or maybe I'm just talking so much that I don't even notice what's going on out there. So, but that's definitely not normal that nobody complains or says something or pings or whatever. So so anyway, Murky, I'm sure probably got the highest XP. He usually does, just because of his ability to do so much damage and not die as often. Or if he does die, his deaths don't mean too much. We did actually okay, but I think we were obviously overpowered them. If you don't have anybody to counter Sergeant Hammer, he is an incredible force on the opposition. I mean, I've played games where I have like the Butcher, Artenis, Lunara, God knows who else, that can basically just dive right on top of me and just obliterate me in a second. Really here, other than Artenis kind of giving me a little bit of a problem, and there's Zeratul just being a complete moron, really there's not much here that can give me too much trouble. As long as Karazim kind of heals me, but I feel like Karazim was never around me. I think he was always. I wonder if these guys were a team. I'd be curious to check, because I feel like Karazim, Muradin, and Tychus were always together. It's like through thick and thin. It's like I'm dying, we're dying together. Like if you look at their deaths and kills, like they were effing me all together all the time. Me and Murky doing their own thing. But I guess with our siege ability, and usually other than a Murky or an Abathur, you're probably going to top the siege charts when it comes to your gameplay, and you're usually going to get a ton of XP contribution. Let's see, did we go over all our abilities? Yeah, so advanced utility, we're going to give ourselves a bonus damage by 10% for attacking people from distance. That's going to coincide well with our siege ability and with our trait. Vampiric Assault, just because if we're by ourselves, it's just a good ability to give ourselves some extra heal. First Aid, I feel like it's the way to go with Sergeant Hammer. Like really, especially if you're just sitting there and you're kind of a sitting duck, having that ability to first aid there is really a very important thing in my opinion. Napalm Strike, you could have gone either way here. I just like Napalm Strike because I like to be able to use it often and all the time. Although if you want the big buck, you want to obviously go with the big gun. So First Strike, here really all choices are very well. If you had a lot of heavy guys, you could have gone with Giant Killer. The other option was the middle spider of your mines. Knock people back, but this one I felt, because we were doing a lot of things on our own, I felt was a decent thing, because hey, if we're kind of like either sieging towers or keeps or whatever it was, then we'd be able to sit by ourselves, and since nobody can hit us, we're just kind of knock and do a bit more damage. 25% more damage is a ton of damage. So this was so there's two choices here. There's hover siege mode, which gives you the ability to move at 50% speed, while in siege mode, which I feel is the better one, or at least the nicer one. I like it more, although there's a lot of people that take the graduating range one, which is where if you're staying in siege mode, every 1 second or 2 seconds, or every hit or whatever it is, your range actually increases just by standing still. So it's kind of to compensate for the fact of your lack of mobility. But I like hover siege mode personally more. And then Nexus Frenzy is just going to increase your attack speed and your attack range by 20%. So just all these kind of synergizes very well with Sergeant Hammer. So anyway, that's Sergeant Hammer. Hopefully you got a good idea of how Sergeant Hammer works. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And we'll see you in the Nexus soon. Take it easy, guys.